Ted Knoll has asked me to talk to you about some of the new technology toys that I've been playing around with since the end of last school year. And one of those new little toys that I've been experimenting with is something called the Wacom Tablet. Here we have a picture of Ed. Let me get my pen all set up here. Yeah, we'll go with that. There's a picture of Ed. This would be our friend Ed Knoll. I'm still working on how to... And this is the Wacom Tablet that I've started to experiment with. Now, this Wacom Tablet allows you to obviously write words on your PowerPoint slides. It allows you to draw arrows. It allows you to draw circles. It allows you to draw on people's faces. It really allows you to do whatever you really want. And I've been able to use it rather effectively, not for silly, stupid things like that. But when I'm talking about a Renaissance work of art, or when I'm talking about a political cartoon, rather than using a laser pointer to dramatically point out certain things, I can now use my little Wacom tablet in order to do that. And I think it tends to be rather effective. It tends to draw kids' attention, I think, a little bit better than merely a laser pointer. It's also very effective when you're using maps. Now, again, I know that PowerPoint allows you to do this, but I found that when I actually do the writing myself, that students tend to be a little bit more engaged in the process. In theory, I could even throw that Wacom tablet at a kid and say, all right, start filling this thing out. The process, I think, also tends to slow my presentation down. And in slowing my presentation down, I think it makes it a little bit easier for them to process the material. Plus, I think they always want to find out whether or not I can actually spell, Pyongyang, Pyongyang. Anyway, it's obviously just a toy, and it's something I need to get a heck of a lot better at, but it's been fun to play around with. The other thing that I've experimented with is the process of creating screencasts of some of my PowerPoints. Now, a screencast is nothing more than a video of whatever happens to be appearing on your computer screen at a given moment. And in this case, this is obviously a screencast of a PowerPoint presentation. That screencast is then uploaded to YouTube. It is supported by the teacher's own audio, which is what I'm trying to do here, and it can then be viewed at the leisure of the students. It's how Billy explained Edline and Grade Quick to us last year, if you'll remember. Now, at the end of last year, I ended up creating about 4 15-minute screencasts on the end of the war in Vietnam, and as well as 4 15-minute screencasts, all of which were uploaded to YouTube on the French Revolution. These Vietnam screencasts were primarily viewed by my students who were absent either because of logos or because of AP exams, while the French Revolution screencasts merely provided some review of what had already been done in class. Now, the obvious advantage of this is that kids can now review, pause, rewind, or fast forward these YouTube presentations at their own pace and at their own time. The other thing that I did, which I think I'm going to try to do more of this year, the other thing that I did was, because I was running out of time and because I really don't like to teach the Age of Exploration, was to create a specific screencast on the origins of the Age of Exploration and made viewing it a required assignment for all my little freshmen. The next day after they had viewed it and took notes on it, those notes were collected and graded, and then we took a brief quiz. I can now envision myself screencasting some of those rather dull, monotonous topics, hold kids responsible for them, but then use actual class time for further discussion, clarification, or some additional research. It's also how I intend to upload some of my PowerPoints, I think, for viewing in the future. This is a very brief, I think, minute and a half example of a portion of my PowerPoint screencast on the Age of Exploration. So this is a screencast within a screencast.
So it is a desire to maintain control of the Moluccas, which is going to motivate Western Europe to actively involve themselves in this cause. China, as we know, is also an area of interest because of porcelain and because of gold and because of silk and because of rare woods and jewels. But by the 15th century, the problem area was this region right here. As we said in 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople. So that by the 15th century, this whole area is being controlled by Muslims. And Muslims are in an excellent position to extract revenue, to extract taxes, to extract middleman profits on any of the goods that are originating in the Spice Islands, continuing on up into China, and then on into Western Europe. So what Western Europe decides to do, principally the Portuguese and the Spanish, is to try to find alternative routes to bypass these middlemen who are draining profits away from their trade.
So there you have, that's a rather crude example. That was one of my early PowerPoint presentations. Again, I think it was about 15 minutes in duration. Kids were supposed to view this. They were given a quiz, and then we went into further examination of this topic in class the next day. So why bother to do this? You know, what's the advantage of these screencasts? Well, number one, it's really good when kids are absent. Now, again, because I teach seniors, I'm always having kids absent because of logos and because of AP exams. It's also a great opportunity for some of your weaker students to review what's already been done in class. It will allow me to fast forward. Man, I can't write worth beans here. Fast forward through those rather dull and mundane topics. You know, Ed Schroeder's always complaining about how much time I spend on the Romans, so maybe this might allow me to get a little bit further, maybe teach some of the things that he's paid to teach. It also will give me an opportunity to upload all of my PowerPoints and make them all YouTubes. So I've enjoyed doing it. It's fun. They're fun to create, and it provides I think an excellent learning tool for some of our students, especially I think our weaker students. The other thing that I was playing around with, and I encourage maybe our department to start doing more of this. I think what we need to do is start to develop an inventory of some of the great YouTube clips that maybe we all use, that we can all kind of pull off of each other. But one of the things that I always found frustrating was inserting YouTubes into my PowerPoint presentations. And it really wasn't until PowerPoint 2010, followed by 2013, came along that you could then very seamlessly insert a YouTube clip edited. A lot of these YouTube clips are really long, but you only want to use, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes, maybe only 10 seconds. PowerPoint 2010, 2013 makes it really easy for you to do that. In this nice little clip, how would you embed just this little portion of the YouTube video? Well, in order to do that, what you need to do is download some software. And this is a freeware program that I've used, I think, rather successfully. It's a program called iLivid. I've gotten permission to download it onto my computer here at Bennett. And I think what I'm going to try to do is walk you through this rather simple process. So I'm going to have to get out of this PowerPoint. So who knows whether or not any of this is going to work. So let's give this a shot. Do you want to keep your ink annotations? No, let's disregard those. Okay, so I'm out of there. This is the iLivid program. Now I have no idea why it's called iLivid. Let's say I want to insert Winston Churchill's Iron Curtain speech into a PowerPoint on the origins of the Cold War. the clip is about 6 minutes long, but I only want about 20 seconds of it. Now, in order to save time here, I've already gone to YouTube and I've copied the URL of that particular clip. Now again, this is my iLivid Download Manager, a freeware program. I've pasted, there's the pasted links. Now I'm going to download it. It goes pretty fast. Now what, at least the way my computer is set up, it's going to now take that clip, which is nothing more than an MP4 file, and it's going to dump it into my video folder. So now I'm back in the my PowerPoint. I'm in the edit mode, and I'm going to insert. Go up to insert, and what I'm going to do is insert a video. Now, let's see if I can find where that is. See, I've got a couple of these are all practice things. So let's just do that one. That's the last one I just did. Alright, so we're going to insert it. Now, I don't know why it does this, but it comes out like really tiny. So I'm going to have to make it a little bit bigger. There's Winston. He's at Fulton, Missouri. It's 1946. And he is about to deliver one of the defining speeches of the Cold War. What's cool about this is that by going up to playback, it says playback up here under video tools, I'm going to be able to trim the video. Now this clip is what, 5 minutes 14 seconds. I know the key part of the speech begins towards the end, or towards the beginning, so let's see how this goes here.
It is my duty to place before you certain facts about the present position in Europe.
Okay, the key part, the key statement that he gives begins now. So I don't need that introduction, so I'm going to take this little bar and I'll move it to where I just paused. Okay, now we're going to continue with the clip. I'll pause it when I have the clip that I want.
From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent.
Boom. Alright, that's all I want. It's only 9 seconds long, but that's it. So I'm going to take the red. This indicates the end of that clip, and I'm going to move it all the way to my pause. Boom. And I'm going to hit OK. Boom. So now all that should play is that little 9-10 second clip. So let's see how this all operates. Now this is a part that I always screw up. It automatically defaults when you animate it to pause, but I want it to play as soon as I go to that particular slide. So let's see, I don't know if you saw what I did up there. Now you'll figure it out. Alright, let's go back to my PowerPoint. Alright, here you have Winston Churchill. I've kind of lost my pen. Who knows what color it's going to be now. There's Winston. There's Harry. We are in Fulton, Missouri. It's 1946. This, of course, is Lee Harvey Oswald. About ready to... No, that's not right. Alright, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this works. Now, in theory, there should only be 9 seconds of the speech. Let's see.
From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent.
Oh, genius. It works perfectly. Simple process. I live it, huh? There they are. From Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent. So there you go. These are the toys that I've been playing around with. The Wacom Tablet. It could be just a toy. Screencasting. I got a feeling you're going to hear a lot more about this. And then something that I think we can all start to use really right now. This I think can be a very invaluable tool to maybe streamline our PowerPoint presentations a bit more. I'm happy to talk in much greater detail with you about any of these. I've enjoyed doing these things. Over the years, what I teach has not dramatically changed, but I think what has changed is how I go about teaching some of those topics, and it certainly made it a lot more interesting for me as a teacher, and hopefully in the end a lot more interesting for my students. So if you want any further questions or help, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks.